Secret to the love and the wealth that you desire. Once you understand this, your world changes and you never have to worry about playing the game, the regular sort of human game, ever again. You don't ever worry about competition or not having enough energy or resources or not being loved, not being accepted, not being seen. You don't ever worry about that ever again because you become so deeply ingrained in who you are and in your power that even when it comes to something like business and strategy, you blow it out of the water. And everybody looks at you and they say, oh my God, how did you do this? Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad that you're here. And someone that I really look up to once said, I want people to look at my life and go, there's no way that she could have done this alone. Right? There's no way that she could have done this alone. Like, this is so incredible. And I really love that. And what she was referring to was God. Yeah. And what I really believe we have forgotten is this connection to source, not the religious God, but this connection to universal energy, higher self, source, God, something bigger than us. And when you understand how to be in union with something so much bigger than us, you never worry about trying to manifest or trying to get love or be loved or trying to be wealthy ever again, because not being wealthy, not being loved is an illusion. Not being the version of you that you want to be is an illusion, and it comes from this depth of separation in your world. When you feel separate from wealth, when you feel separate from love, when you feel separate from the version of you that you truly are, then the love that you desire, the wealth that you desire, the fulfillment, the bliss, the happiness, it cannot come to you. And even if it's there, you won't allow it in. So let me give you an example, okay? A client was talking to me about struggling with a lot of self-judgment, okay? A lot of self-judgment. I should have made more money by now, okay? I should be in the relationship by now. And the fact that I'm not means that I'm XYZ. Now, what that means is that effectively you're not good enough, okay? If you're in this space of self-judgment or shame or anything like this, you're probably in this state of being of not good enough. So she was asking me, how can I fix this judgment problem, right? How can I shift this harsh, extreme self-judgment that is keeping me stuck, at this income ceiling of about 10K months, and is keeping me stuck where I will meet someone in relationship, it will be great at first, and then it will crumble, right? It will crumble. It will disintegrate. How? Why? And so, of course, in our conversation, it's obvious that her self-judgment is keeping her stuck. Why? Why is that true? Is there something morally wrong with self-judgment? Should we not judge ourselves because, like, oh my God, we're so bad and wrong if we judge ourselves? No, You can be ridiculously successful and judge yourself. You can have a great relationship and judge yourself. None of these things keep you necessarily or inherently from what you want. However, your world is a reflection of you. And if you dominantly exist in a state of being of judgment, which is effectively not enough, yeah? You're judging yourself because you don't think that you're enough. You don't think that you have enough money. You don't think that you're lovable enough or loved enough, yeah? Comment down below if this resonates. Has anyone ever felt this way? Let us know. Let me know. When you comment, when you lean in, it really helps other people as well. Because they go, oh my God, it's not just me. It's not just you. There's nothing wrong with judging ourselves. And if you make judging yourself wrong, guess what you're doing? You're just doing the same thing. You're judging yourself for judging yourself. And it's in that actually the shame and the self-judgment just becomes even more aggressive. And then your world more aggressively has to mirror that back to you. And then what will happen is your bank account will look not enough. Your love life will look not enough. Your friendships will look not enough. Your goals around your body and maybe weight and how you look and feel will look not. You won't be healthy enough. You won't be fit enough. You won't keep enough money. You won't have enough money coming in. So your world is here to serve you and mirror to you what you're still holding within. And instead of recognizing that, what most people do is they get freaked out. They go, oh my God, this person doesn't love me. Oh my God, I don't have the relationships I want. Oh my God, my body isn't what I want it to be. Oh my God, my bank account, it isn't enough. And they lose the plot. Who's ever done this? I've definitely done this in my life, right? Before you understand this deeper wisdom, which is that you are the power. You're the power in your world, and your world has to reflect all of this back to you. Has to reflect to you what will be in service to you actually becoming who you are meant to be, which is wealthy, which is well loved, like not just loved. Yes, Anthony's raising his hand. Hi, Anthony. So good to see you. So good to have you here. You're incredible. Right? Like not just love, but well loved. And one of my clients I was speaking to earlier, he was telling me how his intimacy with his wife is off the charts. He goes, I don't know what happened. And I stopped him. I stopped him right there. And I said, what do you mean you don't know what happened? We talked about this last week. And you made a decision. This isn't random. She didn't just suddenly feel like, oh, you know what? I'm going to amp up our intimacy. That's not how this works. She decided. She didn't decide. He decided. And his world had to show him his decision. And this is the exact work that I do with clients, where we get you to a place where your decisions instantly manifest in wealth, in love, in health, in all of it. And when you understand your power in this way, you will never, ever go, oh my God, like I need counseling around my relationship to fix it. Now, that does not mean that you won't do counseling. Yeah? I mean, I do stuff like this. I think it's great. I think it's deeply supportive. I will, for example, read books on marketing. But it isn't because I think the book is going to make me have more money, yeah, or like have more clients come in. It is simply, I am reading this book because I desire to, be in this seeming unfolding of knowledge and all of these things. well knowing that I'm the deciding factor in my world. I decide that I have more clients, and so I do, right? I decide that my wealth increases, and so it does. I decide that my investments double, triple, 10x, and so they do. It isn't because I'm doing this research around stocks, and you also can do this research, but not because that's the power, because that it just feels good. It feels good to nerd out on this thing and feel a certain way and have this beautiful experience of marketing books and people that you talk shop with and all of that. Yeah. And with the counseling example, you go to counseling because you're like, oh, this is an experience I would really enjoy. I want to know what this person has to say. I want to have this experience where we have this support system. That's really cool. While knowing that it wasn't the counseling, it was your decision to have the relationship that you want and deserve and desire and was made for you and is made for you. And all you ever have to do is accept and step into the truth of who you actually are. When you do this, you will understand that it isn't your strategy. It isn't your sales page. It isn't your funnel. And yet these things might change, right? In the work that I've done with clients, they're writing, for example, in their content on day 1 versus day 30 or 60 or 90 or a year later. Oh my God, we are talking night and day. The way that they speak to their partners. Oh my God. Wow. Like I had this happen with a client the other day where she was saying, he said this new guy that she's dating, very exciting. She says, he said this to me, and in the past I would have reacted. I would have totally made this thing about me. I would have felt rejected. I would have been in the story of rejection. And instead, I was so curious. Hey, what, when you said this, what did that mean? Like, I want to know, like, what's happening for you? And he completely unfolded into his heart in front of her, expressing this deep desire for her and wanting to show up in these really magical, beautiful ways. So yes, the way that she's speaking to men now has radically shifted. And there's a very big difference between thinking that your funnel is the power or thinking that the 10 things to text him to make him love you, right? Like that's the power. All of those things, they can work. I want you to know that stuff can work. However, there's a time limit. There's an expiration date. Yeah? Why? What happens when it doesn't work? What happens when it doesn't work? I can tell you, you're screwed. You have nothing to fall back on. And there will come a day in time where it doesn't. Right? I've seen this happen with multi-million-dollar earning companies where one day the funnel stops working. And then the whole business crumbled. Because they were not in the awareness of their power. Instead, they had put the power into the funnel, into the marketing team, into all of these external factors. So Anthony's saying, consciously creating the experience from the inside out. Exactly. Exactly. And when you understand that you do consciously create your experience from the inside out, and how to navigate the seeming unideal in your world and shift it into the ideal, what you're going to experience is your bank account only increasing. What you're going to experience is your investments only increasing. What you're going to experience is more and more and more and more love. The kind of love, the kind of intimacy. Ooh, I'm just like marinating. Like the kind of being taken care of and shown up for and romance, like chef's kiss, that most people will never, ever, ever experience. they'll never experience. Because they got afraid of the reflection. Which makes sense, by the way. Again, I think we've all been there. I've definitely been there. We're taught to do this. And when you learn that you are consciously creating your world, and you learn how to do it in ways that are everlasting, rapid, effective, you change the game completely. In fact, you start playing a different game. You start playing a game that not many other people are playing. Really, you start playing your own game that you created all the rules for, that you were made to win. And you never worry about your love life, about wealth, ever again. You become so confident, so grounded, so certain, so sure, so convicted in what you have that it drips from you. You sweat conviction, you sweat confidence, you sweat power, you sweat knowing. And what you'll find in your 3D experience is people feel your presence in a different way. Now, you're not doing this for that, yeah? It just so happens that people are in your presence and they're like, how do I have more of that? And so when we're talking about business, when we're talking about love, a client asked me earlier today, hey, Pamela, how did you do it? How is it that you have clients like myself? He's been my client for, oh my God, I don't know. I should check the numbers, but at least 4 or 5 years, okay? At least. I think it might be longer, but I'm being conservative. How is it that you've built this business where you have people that have been working with you forever, people that are like, I'm going to work with you forever. How can I be in your world forever? He's like, we're now building his business to be like this. And he's like, how do I do this? And I told him how. I broke down the how. And one of the things that I said to him, one of the many things that I said to him, was what you'll find is that when you are so dominant and constantly deepening and evolving in these ideal states of being, people will want to come with you. They will want more of that. When they are surrounded by a world and they're in a world that is teaching them to put all their power in the external, to doubt themselves, to question, to be afraid, to not know their power, to think that, oh my God, their love life is up to the other person. Their bank account is up to other people. They're going to want to deepen. Or they take a program, they hire another coach, yeah? And that coach is like, oh, it's your marketing. Oh my God, it's how you write emails. Oh my God, it's your funnel. And then they go down the wild goose chase of realizing what a catastrophic waste of money that can be. Again, it can work, but I've already explained this. I'm not going to get too into the nuance here. It can work. There's probably going to be a limit. With some people, they get lucky and there isn't, and that's really cool. Again, that's awesome. And for me personally, and for my clients, we like predictability. I like predictability. I don't want to depend on something, oh, look, it happened to work. And the way that you create that predictability is by knowing that you're the power. Not your partner, not your business, or even the market. You create your own market. You really, really do. So what I said to him was, the way that you do this, the way that you have this is you become that person whose presence calls people into power magic. 5 minutes with you and they're like, hi. Right? And it's not that they're high, it's that they are in this new reality. You're quantum leaping, you're shifting so quickly that 10 minutes in your presence quantum leaps them, whatever it is for that person, by a month, by a year, by 5 years, by 10 years. I've had clients have things that they have been trying to get for 10 years in one single month. One single month. Anthony's saying they feel your centeredness. Sure. The way that I would say that, though, is it's your state of being. Your state of being is what they are trying on, is what they are absorbing. And energy is the fastest moving thing. And what I mean by that is we do things in this logical, literal, physical way that is very slow moving. I love that these thumbs up. I don't know how they happen. But the thumbs up, yeah, right? I love it. Oh, is it because you put a thumbs up, Anthony? I love that. That's so cool. I've never seen that before. So cool. The logical, literal way is slow. There's nothing wrong with it. You can do that if you want to. When you understand energetics, everything becomes really quickly. I learned this in my journey as a hypnotherapist. When I was a hypnotherapist, I remember training with this incredible guy, and I finished all of my certifications. I was so proud of myself. And then one day he said to me, you know the fastest way to create change? I'll always remember this. And I'm thinking he's going to tell me this hypnotic technique that I didn't know. I'm like, give it to me, right? So I'm such a nerd for anything to do with the mind and psychology and change and, oh my God, all day. I could read and learn about this stuff all day. So I'm like, give me the technique. And he leans in and he goes, energy. When you shift your energy, they shift their energy. And in over a decade as a hypnotherapist, working with the best of the best of the best in the industry, in the world of self-help and coaching and all of these things, I cannot tell you how true that is. You could be the best at what you do, and if that person is not accessing that energy, it's a state shift, it's not going to have the kind of impact that they want it to, that you want it to. Yeah, Anthony's saying you impact even when you don't see it. Very well said, right? So well said. Great awareness. Because when you prioritize your state of being, you actually don't even need to lift a finger. You step into a state of being and money just starts flowing in. Love just starts showing up for you. People just start apologizing. For example, like if there's someone who's wronged you, people just start apologizing. Hey, I've been thinking about you. This is where exes come back in record time. Oh my God, I can't stop thinking about you. Yeah. This is exactly how I've helped people do wild stuff in their world, like going from $800 months to $40,000 months, like having their first $100,000 months, like having an ex come back after saying, I never want to see you again, right? Block, delete. Oh my God, you're the love of my life. And it feels magical, and yet it isn't magic. There's a process, there is a science to how this looks and works. And when you understand this, you won't need to lift a finger to have what you want. It is going to be so easy and clear and predictable every single time, in love, in business, in all of it. And this is exactly what we do together in my one-on-one world. And so if you are ready to radically shift your bank account and your love life rapidly, easily, and become so deeply ingrained as the power in your world, send me an email, Pamela@theawakenedaphrodite.com, or go to theawakenedaphrodite.com and click Work With Me 101. And you can also still join the Worshipped and Wealthy Mastermind. And I would be delighted to have you in there. The group is next level. I think I said this in my stories. One of the women on our first call together, the first kickoff call, signed an $8,000 client in our first call. Like, we're talking next level. Another woman, she's like, oh my God, I was having issues with my boyfriend and things were just not the way that I wanted them to be. He's done a complete turnaround. He is showing up in the most romantic ways. And this is just the beginning. That's one call. Imagine what your life is going to be like 6 months from now. Wow. I'm so excited for you. And I'm so excited to welcome you into the palace so that you can finally see what it's all about. I want you to experience this. I want every person to experience this. And maybe you will be the lucky one who actually gets to. And if it is you, then I can't wait to be on this journey with you and get to know you. We just did this thing where I asked everybody to tell me what they love. Like, what are your favorite colors? What are your favorite foods? What's your favorite music? What's your favorite material? What do you love on your skin? Because when we come back to heart and love, this is where things start to shift. When we leave logic on the table and understand that it's this depth of feminine power that makes things take off like a rocket. This mystique, this magic, this power, this ignition. Woo! You play a different game. And it's the only game, which you'll realize. So, comment down below and tell me what resonated. If you want to join the mastermind, or if you have questions and you just want more information, send me a DM at The Awakened Aphrodite on Instagram, if you're watching this on YouTube or somewhere else, or email me, Pamela@theawakenedaphrodite.com. And whether it's day or night, you know, I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and you've got this. You can have whatever you want. You are more powerful than you've ever been told or taught. All of this is for you and so much more. And I'm so excited to connect with you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for you.